Born to Rule. Episodes 301 to 307 review family reunion, old flames, and Elaine's mysterious disappearance. What happens when the love you thought was gone forever suddenly walks back into your life? And what if the only thing standing between your past and your future is a marriage that hasn't been resolved? Well, that's exactly where Born to Rule takes us today. And believe me, these episodes are filled with emotion. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Stories by Anna, where every story has a lesson, every character has a purpose, and every episode gives us something to think about. Whether you've been with me since episode 1 or you're joining our Stories by Anna family for the very first time, I want to say thank you for spending a few moments with me today. So grab your favorite cup of coffee, tea, or juice, get comfortable, and let's dive into another unforgettable chapter of Born to Rule. Today, we're taking a closer look at episodes 301 through 307. While these episodes don't focus on dramatic fights or shocking business battles, they deliver something just as powerful: love, regret, family, and the difficult choices that come when the past suddenly reappears. Let's begin. The story opens as Zoe and her son, Darius, arrive at Jacob's beautiful villa. Their expressions say it all. Neither of them expected to see such an incredible home. As they admire the property, Darius naturally begins asking questions. He wants to know how Jacob's family came to own such a magnificent estate. That's when he learns that the villa wasn't purchased in the traditional way. It was presented to Charlie as a gift because of the remarkable results of his energy alignment work. Whether people completely understand Charlie's abilities or not, one thing is becoming impossible to deny. His reputation continues to grow. Everywhere he goes, lives are changed, businesses improve, and influential people place enormous trust in him. Darius is fascinated. Since he's preparing to launch his own company, he asks Charlie if he would be willing to visit and evaluate the energy surrounding his business. Charlie, as always, responds with humility. Without boasting or making promises, he simply agrees to stop by the following day and offer whatever help he can. Moments like these remind us why Charlie earns so much respect. He never lets success change his heart. But while Charlie is thinking about helping others, another story quietly unfolds inside the villa. Jacob and Zoe find themselves working side by side in the kitchen as they prepare dinner for everyone. At first, their conversation is light and comfortable. They laugh, share memories, and remember happier days. But before long, those memories begin opening old wounds. Jacob finally says what he's been carrying in his heart for years. He admits he never stopped loving Zoe. He tells her that despite everything life has brought him, he has always wondered what their lives might have been if circumstances had been different. It's an honest confession, one filled with regret, one filled with longing, and perhaps most importantly, one filled with hope. For a brief moment, it almost feels as though time has stood still. But this is where Zoe earns enormous respect. Although it's obvious she still cares deeply for Jacob, she refuses to allow emotion to overrule her principles. She gently reminds him that he is still a married man. Until his marriage is properly resolved, there can be no future for them. She refuses to become part of someone else's heartbreak. I have to say, this was one of my favorite moments in these episodes. In many dramas, characters allow emotion to lead them into poor decisions. Here, Zoe chooses dignity. She chooses patience. She chooses integrity. And honestly, that makes her character even more admirable. Eventually, everyone gathers around the dinner table. The meal becomes more than just food. It's a reunion, a chance for family members to reconnect after years apart. Zoe's cooking quickly wins everyone over. Even Claire, who initially struggles with seeing another woman so close to her father, cannot deny how wonderful everything tastes. For a few precious moments, laughter fills the room. It almost feels like a real family again. But then, reality quietly returns. Claire brings up her mother, Elaine. The room instantly becomes quiet. The reminder that Elaine is still missing changes the atmosphere completely. No matter how joyful the evening becomes, the family cannot escape the uncertainty surrounding her disappearance. Trying to brighten the mood, Darius presents Jacob with an aged bottle of rare scotch as a thoughtful gift. Everyone raises a toast. It's a beautiful gesture. Yet beneath every smile is the same unanswered question. Where is Elaine? Claire's concern becomes impossible to ignore. As a daughter, she's caught in an incredibly painful position. She misses her mother. She loves her father. And she doesn't know what the future holds for either of them. Charlie notices her pain immediately. Without hesitation, he promises Claire that he will do everything within his power to help find Elaine. Jacob, however, seems hesitant. Part of him fears that if Elaine returns, any possibility of rebuilding a future with Zoe will disappear. But Charlie gently reminds him of something important. Doing what's right must always come before personal happiness. If Jacob truly wants a future with Zoe, then he must first resolve his marriage honestly and respectfully. Only then can he move forward without guilt or unfinished business. Once again, Charlie proves that his greatest strength isn't his extraordinary abilities, it's his character. He consistently chooses integrity over convenience, compassion over selfishness, and justice over personal gain. As these episodes come to an end, we're left with several important questions. Will Charlie succeed in finding Elaine? Can Jacob finally close one chapter of his life before opening another? Will Claire ever be able to accept whatever truth lies ahead? And what role will Darius play as his friendship with Charlie continues to grow? One thing is certain. The emotional foundation laid in these episodes is preparing us for even bigger events still to come. Final thoughts. These episodes remind us that not every battle is fought with power or wealth. Sometimes the greatest battles take place inside the human heart. They're battles between love and loyalty, hope and regret, doing what feels good, and doing what is right. That's what made episodes 301 through 307 so memorable. Thank you so much for joining me today here on Stories by Anna. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe Jacob and Zoe deserve a second chance together, or should Jacob focus entirely on repairing his marriage if Elaine is found? Leave your thoughts in the comments below because I always enjoy hearing your perspective. And if you enjoyed today's review, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Welcome to the Stories by Anna family. Until next time, beautiful soul, may God continue to bless you, keep you safe, and fill your heart with peace. I'll see you in the next Born to Rule review. Bye for now.